Good morning friends, as promised to you, today I am bringing you one another case of polylithiasis. As promised to you, this is a video under the surgical outreach program and I am going to show you basic history and examination. So let's get started. So now I am starting with the history. I know the history but I am going to ask patient few questions, so you should know what points you have to grasp on during the history. So आपका नाम क्या है? राबिया। आपकी उम्र कितनी है? 34। जी, आप दिल्ली के ही रहने वाले हैं? जी। So as you can see that patients, we have a Rabia 34-year-old patient, resident of Delhi and homemaker by occupation. So now I am gonna ask her the chief complaint. So जी, आपको सबसे पहले क्या तकलीफ हुई थी?
मेरे को वोमिटिंग स्टार्ट हुई थी 2018 में
जी। और
उसके बाद 6 महीने के बाद मुझे टाइफाइड हुआ। टाइफाइड के बाद डॉक्टर ने बोला कि आपको गॉलब्लैडर स्टोन है 9 mm का।
जी।
स्वेलिंग की वजह से डॉक्टर ने ऑपरेशन की।
डॉक्टर से पहले आपको क्या कहते, जैसे आपने बताया आपको वॉमिटिंग हुई थी।
फर्स्ट टाइम मुझे वोमिटिंग्स होनी शुरू हुई थी और मुझे बहुत हल्का हल्का पेन होता था क्योंकि मैं झुक के काम करती थी। मुझे लगा लाइक इस वजह से मुझे पेन हो रहा है चेस्ट में नीचे। तो मुझे उल्टियाँ नॉर्मली होती थी, डाइजेशन उस टाइम पर कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होता था। फिर 6-7 महीने के बाद मेरे को टाइफाइड हुआ।
So as you can see that we have get the history of classical nausea and vomiting for past 2-3 days before the episodes and history of abdominal pain. So let's get into that. So जी, आपको जब उल्टी होती थी तो उल्टी फुवारे की तरह आती थी?
नहीं, नॉर्मल उल्टी।
उल्टी आने से पहले जी का होता था, आपको पता लगता था कि उल्टी आने वाली है?
बिल्कुल रियलाइज होता था।
उल्टी के साथ कभी बुखार आया हो, गर्दन में दर्द हुआ हो?
नहीं, हल्का हल्का फीवर जरूर रहता था, सांस लेने में थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम होती है।
तो जब आपको उल्टी आती थी तो एकदम फुवारे की तरह नहीं आती थी, आपको पहले पता लग जाता था उल्टी आती है? उल्टी आने के साथ साथ कभी आपको लूज मोशंस की दिक्कत आई हो?
मेरे को जब भी पेट में प्रॉब्लम्स होती थी हल्की हल्की हलचल, उससे पहले मुझे लूज मोशन होते थे। जो लूज मोशन होते थे उसके बाद कंटिन्यू मुझे उल्टियाँ होती थी।
So first of all we have a history of vomiting which is non-projectile and is intermittent. तो जब आप उल्टी करते थे तो आपका मतलब खाना जो आप खाते थे वही बाहर आता था, हरे हरे कलर का खाना बाहर आता था?
नहीं, जो मैं खाती थी वही होता था।
हरे कलर का कोई खाना नहीं आता था। So as you can see there is no bile discoloration of the vomiting, so it's not coming out from the bile, so there is no case of obstruction in this. So it is non-projectile vomiting associated with nausea with no history of any neck rigidity, fever or tenderness, and there is positive history of diarrhea. Now we'll go into the history of pain. तो जब आपको दर्द होता था, दर्द कहाँ पे होता था आपको?
मेरे को पहले तो हल्का हल्का स्टोन में यहाँ होता था। जब मेरे को उल्टी होती थी तो मेरे को ये पूरे एरिया में और यहाँ पेन होता था।
So we have a history of characteristic right hypochondriac pain. So जब आपको दर्द होता था तब आपको कभी कंधे में दर्द होता था?
मेरे को जब उल्टी होने के बाद बैक साइड में थोड़ा सा पेन होता था, जो कि सांस लेने में होता था।
So we have a history of right shoulder pain along with the abdominal pain. तो जो आपका दर्द था वो रह के उठता था, कैसे दर्द होता था? कि हमेशा रहता था, कोई दबा रहा है या कोई हथौड़ा मारा है, कैसे दर्द होता था?
नहीं, मेरे को जब जैसे मैंने खाना खाया उसके 1-2 घंटे बाद नाइट में, स्पेशली नाइट में मेरे को पेट में से लगता था जैसे अजीब सा कुछ हो रहा है। उसके बाद मुझे लूज मोशन होते थे, देन उसके बाद उल्टियाँ शुरू हो जाती थी।
जो
उल्टियाँ होने के बाद मेरे को पेन ना स्टार्ट होता था, बहुत हल्का हल्का हल्का
पेन रह के उठता था आपका? So we have a history of right hypochondriac pain which is colic in nature associated with right shoulder pain. So basic, if we sum up the basic history, we have Rabia, 34-year-old lady, homemaker by occupation and resident of Delhi. She presented to us with complaint of vomiting for past 2-3 days and history of right hypochondriac pain for past 2-3 days. So when we get into the HOPI, we can decipher that the patient was apparently well before 2018 when she first started having episodes of vomiting which were non-bilious in nature and associated with nausea with no history of any neck rigidity, tenderness, headache or any other abnormality. But the pain was vomiting was associated with loose stools and the vomiting was associated with right hypochondriac pain which was located characteristically in right upper quadrant associated with right shoulder pain along with pain was colic in nature and mild in character. So now we go into the examination. First we will do the vitals and general examination. First of all, most important part before doing any examination is we have to take the consent of the patient. So मैं आपकी कुछ जांचें करूँगा, कुछ देखूँगा, तो आपका कंसेंट है, मैं आपसे परमिशन ले सकता हूँ करने की? So most important thing is you have to take the consent. So I have taken the consent. I have done the GP and the vital examination. Now I am going to dive into the local examination of abdomen, which is the most important part in any case of abdominal pathology. So एक बार आप ऊपर कर लेंगे? And most important thing, one other thing you have to remember that whenever you are examining a female, you should have a female chaperone present with you. So now get a close up. So this is the abdomen. As you can see, first we will do the inspection of the abdomen. I can see a well scaphoid shape of the abdomen with umbilicus inverted. I cannot see any scar. There is no visible dilation of any veins, and I am seeing all the four quadrants of abdomen moving equally with respiration, and there is normal hernia site. There is no involvement of any hernia site. So these are the few 5 and 6 points which we have to look in examination. Now I am going to go into the palpation. First I will do the superficial palpation. So now first we have to ask the patient to relax, because if the patient is not relaxed, if patient is anxious, there will be lot of guarding and you won't be able to palpate anything. So आराम से ढीला छोड़ दीजिए, कुछ नहीं हो रहा, आप आराम से रहिए. So now I am going to go into the superficial examination. Superficial examination will be quadrant wise. So now I am starting in the right iliac fossa and now I am palpating it. So on superficial examination, I don't find any abnormality. So I am going to go into the deep examination. So deep examination for the trick is you have to start from the right iliac fossa and then go upward. My patient is giving the history of right upper quadrant pain. So I will do the examination of that part at the end. So that patient is most comfortable during the most of the part of the examination. So first I will show you the splenic examination. पेट को ढीला छोड़िए, गहरी गहरी सांस लीजिए, ढीला छोड़िए, गहरी सांस लीजिए, बस अंदर लीजिए. You have to push in gently when she is inspiring. So गहरी सांस लीजिए. And you have to go from right iliac fossa to the left hypochondriac area. Very gently. You don't have to poke your fingers into it. सांस लीजिए, गहरी सांस लेते रहिए. So now you can see that I have reached the right left subcostal margin and I am not palpating anything. It means the spleen is normal in size, and its spleen is an organ which is non-velatable. To differentiate between, if the spleen is enlarged, we have to differentiate between spleen and kidney. The main test which will help us differentiating between spleen and kidney is balloutability. So now I am going to show you how to ballout a kidney. So as you know, the kidney is present in the flank area between T12 to L3. So this is the area where kidney should be. So सांस लीजिए. We have to put our fingers below the abdomen on the flank side, and from the thumb we have to pressure up from the outside. So we will push from one side and feel from the other side. सांस लीजिए, ढीला छोड़ दीजिएगा, आराम से सांस लीजिए. As you can see, this is moving. I am putting a pressure from the below and I can feel the pulsation of something coming up in my hand. So this is referred to the balloutability. I can move it freely all over around. So this is balloutability of the kidney. Now I am going to show you last thing, which is liver examination, because patient is having the right upper quadrant pain. So we will do that examination at the end. So you have to start it from right iliac fossa and gently, गहरी गहरी सांस लीजिए. सांस लीजिए गहरी. On deep inspiration, I can feel the lower border of liver coming right adjacent to just one finger breadth below the subcostal margin. The inferior margin of liver is well regular and it's sharp. So there is no abnormality in the margin of liver. In doing a liver examination, you have to confirm your examination by doing a percussion examination. So you have to check the liver span. So I am going to percuss from right iliac fossa till the subcostal margin. Main thing in percussion you have to know is you have to move your wrist. You don't have to move your shoulder. You have to flex it at the wrist joint. You can see tympanic sound, tympanic sound, tympanic sound. Gehri सांस लीजिए. Tympanic sound. Dull. So this dull means that we have reached the liver. You can see that this is the right subcostal margin. So liver is just below the right subcostal margin. And to determine the span, you have to percuss on the chest on that. I am not doing it here, but you have to do that to measure the exact liver span. So liver span is around 10 to 15 centimeter. If it is more than that, it is enlarged. This is not the case of ascites, but in case of ascites, we have to do two more tests, which are known as shifting dullness test and fluid thrill test. What we have to do in fluid thrill is, if the abdomen is enlarged, you have to put your hand on one side and you have to ask the patient to hold his hand at the center so that thread does not go from skin to skin. You have to feel if fluid inside is moving. So by asking the patient to put a hand on his abdomen, you are blocking the skin to skin transmission of the thread. So if you just have to percuss it like that. If you can feel something, it means that there is free fluid present in the abdomen. In this case, it is negative. Now I am going to show you shifting dullness test. For shifting dullness test, you have to start percussion from epigastrium to umbilicus and then umbilicus to right side. So I am starting it here. Tympanic, tympanic, tympanic. I have reached the umbilicus. Tympanic, 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 dull. As you can see, as we are going from median to the right side, we can see the percussion going from tympanic to dull. Now we have to ask the patient to go into the left lateral side. So, ऐसे हो जाइए, करवट लीजिए. बस हाथ वाला साइड रखिए. Now we have to do the same thing in the reverse order. Dull, dull, tympanic, 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 tympanic. As you can see, in this case, we are finding the dullness in the same spot during the supine examination in left lateral position. It means that there is no free fluid, so there is no difference in shifting dullness. So patient is apparently well. So this was the case of cholelithiasis. Now we are going to do laparoscopic cholecystectomy for this case. Thank you and keep connected.